Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. All right, everybody, we are back. Thank you, Mr. Producer. I am with the one and only Christine Gosse, Lavender Lane. Go to Lavender Lane PTW. Christine, how are you?
I'm great, Casey.
Nice to see you. We usually
Great to
talk
see
on
you
the
finally.
radio, so now we're face to face. Now, where are you right now?
I'm in Waterloo, Ontario, and in my office at Lavender Lane Wellness Center. And today we're going to be doing a quick chakra balance demo. And basically, it replicates what we do in a virtual sense. But obviously, if you book a session with us, the sessions are going to be longer, but just gives you an idea. For the past few shows, we've been talking a bit about, angel signs and numbers and everything and we've been manifesting them quite well together. So what hit me last time after the show was a listener said, oh, I asked for money, but I didn't get it. So what we need to do is start, basically there's something subconscious that's blocking that. So we need to clear those energies out and really start to tease out what is blocking it.
Okay, so I've never seen your setup before here, but
yes,
if you do like a Reiki session, would someone be right in this room? Like,
yes.
That's
so this represents the head. I've got all the chakras represented right down to ground. So
cool.
If we were doing a virtual Reiki session, then I would just pretend that this was your body, and then we just do a normal session.
And
so
you
that's
told me,
about an hour and a half.
Okay, and you told me that's called a proxy, right?
Yeah, and today we're just going to do a quick. It's basically a crystal healing technique. I always incorporate Reiki into it, but we balance all the chakras, which are your energy centers, where mind, body, and spirit all interact.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And at Lavender Lane, are there a bunch of rooms like this?
Yes.
Where you, because I know you do so many different things. Why don't you tell people who haven't heard your show before some of the other things that you guys do? Because you have, I used to call it the mall of holistic health. So,
Yes.
what some of your other services, just if people are interested,
Sure.
and then we concentrate on this because this looks neat.
For in-person, we've got physiotherapy, chiropractic, massage therapy, acupuncture, osteopath, and Reiki. And then all of our holistic services are available to do virtually online. Our system actually works. It's actually simpler than Zoom to use. You just click.
Cool.
And we have a secure video call. It's super fun. And energy work is just as effective in person as and at distance, which I think you've experienced.
Yeah. Okay, great. So, all right. So get back. So now, you have I'm trying to look at that. As for the head, is that a crystal right there?
So what I've got. So this is actually copper, and it's called a Janessa orb. And what it does is it concentrates positive energy.
Cool.
And then each of the chakras are represented. There's crystals inside them, and the color is represented. So this is for the crown. So nice violet.
Okay.
And I also like to add, I got lots of toys. This is an Oregon pyramid.
Nice.
So pyramids help to bring energy in, and this also helps to balance the energies in the room. It's got amethyst in it, which is for the third eye, and it helps to also clear out all, because we are on the internet and whatnot, we're being bombarded by cell phone and EMFs and radio waves and everything. So it helps to protect us.
Oh, wow.
So it's just an added layer of protection and power.
It filters kind of that stuff out, because it's got to take its toll, right? I mean, it's got to do something. All the waves, I mean, frequencies and all that, right?
Exactly, because we're 60 to 70% water. Water is impacted by sound waves and energy waves. So, and these haven't been around for very long, like relative to how long humanity has been around, right? So we haven't adapted to, protect and shield ourselves. So crystals are one of the ways I love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And for my I added an extra big black grounding stone. This is a Newmite, and he's got lots of
What's
pretty
it called again?
inclusions. Newmite.
Newmite. Okay.
This one is especially good for light workers and helps to ground and shield and balance, and just helps to cement.
Okay. So
and
so,
bring
so you
in
you
the-
keep
the
that one around
treatment.
you all the time then, I probably, right? When you're doing all your work,
Yes.
right? Because
So
you
I've got my desk. It has crystals all over it.
okay.
So yeah, it's always lots of fun.
Yeah, it's and then you told me that you have set up the 7 for each of the chakras kind of going down. Do you want
Yes.
to kind of
Yes,
give
so
us a
violet for crown,
Okay.
which is the top of the head.
mhm.
This one is like a cobalt blue for the third eye, but I've got the amethyst there as well. Throat chakra, light blue. And then heart chakra is green. Solar plexus is just here, yellow. That's your personal power center.
Uh-huh.
Sacral.
Okay.
Okay. That's your orange. That's your emotional center, creativity. Root, red. And then I've got black for ground. So root is your base. It's security, safety.
Okay, cool. And so now we're gonna do some grounding. Can you tell us again what no, grounding or clearing?
Yes. So I'm going to do a little chakra balancing. So, and that's good. We need to be balanced between heaven and earth in order to be healthy. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to do do you want me to read your chakras, Casey?
Sure, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Miss Producer's right here. You can't see him, but he's right next to me. But,
Awesome.
if
So-
if you just want to poke his head and you could see him, he's right next to me. If you could see that, there's Mr. Producer. All right.
Hi, Joe.
So is it now when we're doing this work, will he get balanced too?
Everybody listening will also receive it if they're open to it.
Awesome. Okay.
So your ground is a little bit big. We want them to be that big around and going clockwise. So your direction is fine. Root chakra. Well, that one's big. Okay. Sacral. And solar plexus. Okay, so so far they're consistently big. And this is kind of the pattern I've been seeing throughout COVID, is everybody's been overwhelmed and just too much information coming in, and it's just a lot to handle.
And can you explain what you're doing with that?
So this pendulum is just sensing what energy, what is happening at the energy centers.
Okay.
And I've intended it that it's you at this point. Oh, you're thinking a lot. A lot going on in your head, sir. Okay.
So can you tell that by how
like some of your chakras were like almost 6 inches across. So
and
that's
they're supposed to be like this. You said it's supposed to be just kind of like
an okay.
Okay,
like
got it.
2 inches.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So so now I'm putting crystals, clear quartz on your crown, amethyst on the third eye, blue lace agate on throat, green aventurine on the heart, citrine, which is one of your favorites.
Yeah.
Plexus.
I like the way that one looks.
Yes, it takes negativity out of every space. It's wonderful. So carnelian on the sacral, and then a garnet on the root. So it's a nice dark red. So I'm just going to quickly bring in the energy.
What are you feeling in your hands right now?
Okay, so I just brought the Reiki right in, and everybody has just come on in. Awesome. So, so when I'm doing that, I'm asking the whole hierarchy of light: God, Jesus, Mother Mary, angels, archangels, Reiki masters, past, present, future, ascended masters, spirit guides, Mother Earth, everybody to participate. It's an all-inclusive club in here.
Cool.
So now what we're doing is pulling negative energy, stuff that doesn't serve you, and sinking it into Mother Earth. Okay. So if you take a deep breath in, okay, envision white light coming down through and filling up your body, and then sweeping everything that doesn't serve you down into your feet, down, and then extend tree roots from your feet down to the center of the earth.
Should I have my eyes open or closed?
You can do whatever you like,
Okay.
whatever's comfy. If you're driving, keep them open.
Right.
So you can do this at any time to ground yourself if you're feeling kind of unsettled. You got to figure most of us are on computers all day, and it takes us up into our upper chakras and disconnects us from the earth. Now we're bringing white light down in to the chakra.
So I should be thinking of white light going down through your,
yes.
Okay.
And then we're going to ask Mother Earth to transmute that to love and light. So we pull white light down through from source, and then we pull green light up through, so that we are a conduit of white and green light, and that's what we need to be healthy.
What does the green light represent?
So Mother Earth is going to take all the crud that we've given to her and transform it to beautiful green light that can nourish us instead.
Oh.
So we're getting rid of everything, that all the layers of crap that we pick up off other people and situations and whatnot, and old traumas and childhood stuff and everything. So you can start stripping off layers of this stuff really gently, really quite quickly. Like a full chakra balancing session is about 30 minutes. Okay, your root chakra is your base. You're basically sitting on it right now.
Okay.
And it's about family, security, money, safety, significant male relationships. Okay, so that can impact that chakra. Some people end up with back pain or leg pain as a result. So it's important to keep all of these areas open. And you can say affirmations like, I feel safe, I feel protected. There's always money in the bank. That's important to help us keep safe. And then the next chakra is your sacral chakra. It's right at your belly button.
Belly button, okay.
Yes. So that's where we choose to process our emotions or not. And if we don't process our emotions, they go into our body and then they create havoc elsewhere, right? So we don't want to do that.
Is that where your intuition is in that one?
A little bit, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
It's the center of your life force and creativity. So super important to have, especially in what you do, to be able to be creative and
so that's right in the belly button.
Yes. Yeah. And significant female relationships sit here. So if somebody has a dysfunctional relationship with their mother, this chakra is going to be a mess. And sometimes that could be bad enough to cause infertility, for example.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So super, super important to keep these things clear.
Okay.
So the next one
is solar plexus.
Yes. Your favorite. So right over your stomach, right? Like under the rib cage.
Okay.
And right there. So you've got liver on the right side of the body that holds anger. The gallbladder is right next to it. It holds resentment. The stomach takes negativity in, and the spleen on the left side it holds guilt. So this is a really powerful chakra. It's supposed to be shining like the sun. And a lot of our conditioning dampens that power. So we have to be careful. So anger that isn't dealt with can become a big health problem, resentment and guilt. So we need to be able to vent that out in a safe and calm way, not reactionary.
Right.
And if something makes us angry, it's this good signal that something needs to change, right? But we have to be careful how we deliver the message.
What if you have like a pacemaker or something like that, or some kind of operation? Can you feel that when you're doing these exercises?
If somebody had a pacemaker, I wouldn't do the energy right over the heart. because you do have to be careful with energy and electrical,
I bet,
right?
yeah.
So super, super important. And the other thing about the solar plexus, because pacemaker's heart, right, is if you're holding on to a lot of guilt, that impairs your spleen. The spleen is the center of our immune system.
Oh.
So all sorts of chronic diseases come from an impaired immune system. So super, super important. Always follow your gut feeling.
Now, is that one is your gut included in that that
Yes.
chakra?
Yes, absolutely.
So that's got a lot. That's a real important one, right? Well, they're all important, right?
Exactly. That's where we discern what is my personal truth. Do I actually want to do what they're asking me to do? If they say somebody asks you a favor, and if your gut is saying don't do it, or it can be as simple as, should I take this exit or should I take the next one on the freeway? Like, it can be very simple.
Yeah.
I find if I don't follow it, I get myself in trouble. If I'm driving, particularly on a big highway, it's like, oh, that's why they wanted me to get off. There's a big traffic jam or something else, right?
Right.
It can be that simple.
Okay.
But the more you start to use your intuition and tap into it, the better and faster the messages come through. And
why does that improve with age? Why? I don't know if I'm alone, Mr. Producer, and Christine. Do you sense? Well, you're an expert at this, so I mean, it's someone who does, like myself, who doesn't know much about these type of things. I think that as I get older, the intuition, that part becomes much more reliable than it was when I was 20. Is that a normal thing?
Yes, because you're much more conscious. You're not the person you were when you were 20, right?
Right.
Like much more, hopefully, mature.
Hopefully, yeah.
But still have fun. I think we become more discerning, more hopefully more self-aware and conscious as we grow older and start to go, okay, we've kind of worked through all the childhood stuff, got myself to where I am in my career, whatever, home life. Now what? Right? And it's like, how do we improve from here? So your guides will tell you one step at a time, but you have to listen.
Right.
And sometimes it's crazy. Like, go open your own center. I'm a single mom. Okay, what?
Are you feeling anything different now? I noticed that the circles are not as wide.
So your heart is, well, the heart is lovely, right? So now we're into the heart chakra. The heart is midway between body and more of the higher functioning and, closer to source.
Okay.
We can manifest anything from our heart. That's where we heal. That's where we love. That's where we can create, because we're putting the emotion and the intention together. So when we're making decisions, we really need to disengage the ego and the brain, because it's far too limited. Our higher self talks to us through our third eye, through our heart, through our gut. So if we're making a decision and we go, okay, I'm going to do this, and it feels terrible in your heart and your solar plexus, please reconsider.
Yeah.
It's not the right decision.
Okay.
Because it might be the easiest in the short term, but it'll slow you down on your journey.
Okay.
So you do not want that.
All right.
So the most important thing for healing is really tuning into our heart and learning that that's where our divine spark, our soul, our connection to God is. It's inside us already. So many people are telling us to look outside, and it's right in here. And we've had it all the time and not even realized it.
Wow.
The more you tap into that, the better, the cooler stuff that starts to happen, right? You start to see synchronicities, and you start to see miracles, little things happen. that just start to, oh, the right people start to come into our lives, and you know, new projects and fun things and
Yeah.
that you never would have dreamed of.
And once you are balanced, are you going to feel differently physically?
Most people do. Most
Yeah.
people are like, oh, I feel so much lighter, relaxed, happier. Some people need to go home and have a nap. So I hope you'll be okay later. But yeah, so yeah, really working on self-love, self-compassion, stopping the judgment of self and others needs to happen
Mhm.
for us to really grow.
That's been the
Because really,
hard one.
the only competition we have is with ourselves.
Yeah.
That's the only competition we should have. And it's like, and it's just be a better person than you were yesterday.
Yes.
Don't beat yourself up over what you did yesterday because you might have messed up. You're just a human.
Mhm.
That's normal. That's how we learn. We have to make mistakes in order to learn and to grow and integrate our soul lessons.
Makes sense.
Okay, so now we're to your throat chakra.
Okay.
What color is your tie?
Blue.
Oh, so you would actually, I'm wearing blue too. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
yeah. So intuitively, when we know we have to speak, we tend to gravitate towards a light blue.
Oh.
And the throat chakra is not only about communication; it's about healthy boundaries. You know, learning how to say no nicely the first time, and don't be aggressive. But if people are pushing your boundaries, you got to stand up for them. Otherwise, you harm your throat chakra, and that's no good.
And is that, do you say that chakra's color is blue?
Light blue.
It's light blue. How
Mhm.
weird is that? Wow.
See, we intuitively gravitate towards the chakra color that we need that day. It's pretty
And
awesome.
isn't it funny that this light blue is just right at my throat, right?
It's perfect.
We didn't plan that. You know? That's pretty neat.
That's awesome. Now we're to your third eye.
Okay.
So this is where we see our truth. So we see our truth, we see in vision, we receive our intuition and our intuitive hits often here. Sometimes they come in dreams. But if it's overactive, then it becomes the whirling mind and you can't stop it, right? The monkey mind.
The monkey mind.
The monkey mind chatter that's usually negative.
Okay.
So we need to calm that down so that you can receive that intuition. If you're in fight or flight, you will not receive your intuitive hits because that voice is tiny and the monkey's screaming, right?
Right.
So
it sounds like a lot of stress can come from that area, or
yes,
be held in that area.
yeah, and if there's too much energy there, it's just cycles.
Oh.
So that's where we get into a lot of problems with mental health, right? Is people get stuck in that loop and they're having trouble breaking it.
Right.
So the third eye, the heart, and the solar plexus all work together in telling us what our actual truth is. What is the next step, and how? And if they're blocked, you need to figure out why, and then all of a sudden, all the positive energy starts coming in, right?
Yeah, you tell me if one of them's blocked, then the rest of them aren't going to be in.
No, the energy's not going to flow. We need that white light coming down in to going to the ground, into the earth, and then we need the green light coming up through. Okay. So we need to be an open conduit, because the more open we are, oh my goodness, the happier we are and the better life goes. It's much smoother. So even though you're spiritual, stuff is still going to happen. It's just, it doesn't become catastrophic and like, yeah, you're going to have moments of despair, but you don't live there, right?
Yeah.
So right now I'm on the crown, and that's where we bring in all that divine information. That's how we connect to source and all that is. Call it the force if you will. The kids, when I'm teaching kids, they just absolutely love that. I can be a Jedi. I'm like, yes, except for the moving things.
Right.
Yeah, so if this is too activated, depression can be a big issue. right? So where we feel disconnected from source, right? And that's the thing. We're connected. We have our soul guides, our angels by our sides, like all the time.
Right.
It's absolutely fantastic. And they send us signs, and so do our loved ones. And it's an amazing relationship once you have to be open to it. You have to invite them in. Yeah, and like ask for signs, make sure you thank them. Don't have a temper tantrum when you don't get what you want immediately. They just laugh at you anyways, but I'm just gonna pull some cords here. So I'm just pulling out all the energetic cords. I'm gonna have Archangel Michael cut them. When we have, we interact with people all the time. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's ugh. And you gotta figure you in particular are in contact with a lot of people. So and then we're gonna reconnect you to your higher self. So in quiet times of prayer and meditation, you can ask to connect to your higher self, and they've got the overall observer look of your life and what's going to conspire. And some of it's going to feel great, some of it's going to feel terrible, but it's all going to teach you something, right? That's going to take you to the next point in your journey up the mountain to ascending yourself and improving yourself and being the best person you can to learn the most soul lessons in this lifetime and to serve others.
That's awesome. Hey, Christine Gosse, thank you so much for work that you did for me. Thank the angels. Thank everybody, everybody and everything that went into this. I know we're way out of time. I'm getting the evil eye here.
Okay.
But Christine, please tell people how to get a hold of you and anything you got going on. You got the floor, my friend.
All right, go to lavenderlaneptw.ca and we can get you rebalanced just like we did with Casey's chakras. They're actually perfect right now. And all of our holistic services are available online, so we can do virtual just as we are, and we can chat back and forth and have a great time. So Reiki, chakra balancing, oracle card reading, all of our life coaches, nutrition. So please, lavenderlaneptw.ca, and then we'll see you next time.
Awesome. Christine Gosse, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. Thank you, Christine.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.